So about 2 weeks ago, we talked about plural nouns, and we talked about how often with plural nouns, you add an S, you add an ES, or sometimes you change your Y to I and add ES. We talked about all the different sounds that get changed. So let me bring my computer just a little bit. We have our anchor chart over here. Don't worry, you can't see it right now. Now, I found this book on Epic, which means that you guys can go look it up anytime you want if you want to reread it yourself. It's called Feet and Puppies, Thieves and Guppies. What are irregular plurals? An irregular plural are plural words that are not formed by the usual pattern of adding S or ES. Now, there's some debate between whether the IES makes something irregular or not. For the sake of this book, they do. I consider that more of a regular rule because it's something that you do pretty consistently. Well, let's start reading, and when we're done, I'm going to send you off to do an IXL skill about irregular plural nouns. Cats and hats and acrobats, hamsters, squares, and squirrels. Because they all name more than one, these words are known as plurals. Notice that S or ES at the end. Plural means there's two or more of something like these dresses, shoes and shades and lemonades. See how they end in S's? Adding S or ES to most nouns will make them plural, but you won't find 2 foots on any yardstick, boy or girl. So I've got 1 foot, but we wouldn't say 3 foots. We'd say 3 feet. You see, foot is irregular. The plural form is feet. And there are bunches more you'll know before this book's complete. Many words that end in Y will end in IES. When naming more than one, as in, my buddies made a mess. Buddy, B-U-D-D-Y, to B-U-D-D-I-E-S. The singular is buddy, and the plural form is buddy. This rule applies to lots of words, like candies, babies, studies, guppies, puppies, parties, pennies, jellies, bellies, berries, mommies, daddies, flies and patties, ponies, skies, and cherries. Notice each of these words, when you have them just spelled out singular, end in Y, C-A-N-D-Y. And if an F-E ends your word, then swap the F for V. In plural forms, take wives and knives and lives to just name 3. Often when the F ends the word, the plural makes this change. The F turns into V-E-S, as in, these loaves are strange. Leaf to leaves, loaf to loaves, calf to calves, half to halves, wolf to wolves, thief to thieves, self shelves. Some words when they end in O need ES when they're plural, as in, I see potatoes and tomatoes on that mural. They both end in O regularly, and so they added ES. Sometimes plurals change the vowels, like tooth becoming teeth, like man to men, or mouse to mice, or goose becoming geese. Others, they seem to have no rules when the language folks devised them, like child becoming children. We just have to memorize them. Certain nouns with plural always stay the same throughout, like deer and moose and bison, sheep and salmon, swine and trout. This means even if you mean more than one deer, you still say deer. You wouldn't ever say deers or mooses or bisons. It's always just deer and moose and bison, sheep and salmon, swine and trout. I wrote this book so kids could keep it handy on their shelves and look up lots of tricky plural words all by themselves. So here at the very end, it has a few examples of some plural nouns that you might be able to help you when you go and do your skill. So here is a help. You could also take and you can Google irregular plural nouns to get lists of those nouns. What you're going to do now is go back to Empower, the activity that you clicked on to get to this video, and you're going to take and go do your IXL skill now. Make sure you get to at least 85%. See you guys.